Today I'm at Pizza Bruno in his new location in Maitland, Florida. We've done a podcast with Bruno before at his other location. He's going to show us around his new spot, what oven he uses, how he makes his pizza, why he chose this location, the point of sale system he uses, how he set up the flow, and all of that on this episode of the podcast. This is a great episode if you want to get started with the pizza business. We've done podcast episodes with people who have pop-ups, who have one-man pizza operations, and Bruno has 3 locations now in Orlando serving great pizza in the Orlando area. So I think you're going to enjoy this one. Let's get into this episode with Bruno at his newest location in Orlando.
This is the Maitland Social in Maitland, Florida. It's sort of a mixed-use, multi-retail location. We have Pizza Bruno, next door is Foxtail Coffee, and then on the end will be a cocktail bar, and we also have Wave Sushi and Urban Bodywork. So
that's cool.
A lot of stuff going on in the building.
Yeah, there is. What made you open another one? You crazy?
I guess. I say yes, probably too much sometimes, but here we are. That ship has sailed.
This makes 3.
This is 3. 2 wood-fired and 1 electric deck oven, South Jersey, bigger pie kind of style, but this is wood-fired.
And why you decided to go wood-fired here? Is it just like the building that they wanted it?
I think it was the building and kind of like, I like the layout a little bit. Sometimes I wish I would have done electric for versatility. I'll be honest, you know, I love my wood-fired cooking, I really do. It's kind of the most pure form of pizza making, I feel like, but you also get hindered on what you can and can't do sometimes, so I'm happy with the wood-fired cooking.
Can you do a New York style pizza in that oven?
Oh yeah, I could, yeah, for sure.
It'd be tough though. Would it be tough for like space-wise or?
I think it would be hard to, we've done it in the past. I'm not opposed to it, and I've thought about it lately with just how this space has worked out as far as like the demand for lunch. This is, as you can see, tons of traffic. We're on a corner of Horatio and 1792, and this is full nonstop all day, every day. So we have a strong lunch business here. Well, we're trying to build it into a strong lunch business because, as you can see, it's just tons of activity. So I've thought about, hey, let's maybe do this for lunch. So it's in the back of my head, to be honest. That, and we've talked about doing some squares. You know, we could easily do that, even with just a regular deck oven. We could do some shells and just do squares for lunch. So
squares has never seen. Have you ever done those before, like testing them out?
A million years ago when we had a satellite location, almost similar, downtown, we would do them in like a little convection oven. They were awesome, and we'd par them off. They were great, and we'd just do them for lunch. You know, we'd have a cup, maybe a dozen, 2 dozen, but we'd sell them. And they were great. Yeah.
Can we take a look around?
Yeah, definitely. So have a little patio. It's, you know, beautiful, bright space.
Yeah, it's got a nice windows, good lighting in there. Probably great for like photos for Instagram and TikTok.
Oh, it's beautiful. Right? I mean, that's the thing that got me excited about the space, was that when I first saw it, was a gray shell. And this, it's funny because I talked about this space with the original landlord, well, the current landlord, but talking about this space started February of 2020. Yeah. So I remember sitting at his other property in Winter Park, and he was like, hey, I'm doing this thing in Maitland Social, and we were talking about taking the bigger side, which is like 3,000 square feet. And we sat there, we're like, oh, this COVID thing, it'll be over in 2 weeks. That was February. Long story short, we ended up here a year and a half ago, 23, and this space was available to sublet. They wanted out. It was a juice place or something, and I was like, okay, well, I love the space. I love the corner. The square footage was a little bit more reasonable as far as like costs, obviously, once you get into 3,000 square foot, and it's a heavy number. And I was like, I'm not that good, man. I can't support that. But this is, you know, better for us. But
it's an interesting concept too. I see these a lot lately with like multi-use building with different businesses. We were actually just at one earlier this week, known as Street Pizza, I believe. Okay. It's like a food court, but it's not. It's like food trucks.
Yes.
But you think of food trucks when you think of a parking lot and like 6 food trucks. It was like really nicely done with like a courtyard area and a central bar.
That, downtown?
Yeah, I was in Orlando.
My house is like right around the corner.
But this is kind of similar, but indoors.
Yeah. So we'll go inside, check it out.
I got you. So Neapolitan style pizza here.
Well, new Neapolitan, yeah. So, you know, Pavese, RPM 140 as always. Love my Fiero Forney group, Fiero group. What's up, Alex, John,
Yeah.
all you guys, you know, they're the best. They're the best. They're always hooking it up.
Is this a new oven?
Yeah. They, new oven. Dropped it in, did their classic, you know, installed in an hour.
Yeah.
Right through the front door.
They're
Everybody's
pros now.
Oh, shit, they're so good at it. They're so good at it. So shout out to all those guys, Peter, everybody. Super great, super easy to deal with. So I highly recommend them if you're looking at wood-fired. Super fantastic company. But yeah, we did the RPM 140 because I also know that this is what we lived off of at our Curry Ford store for years. Was a 140. This doesn't have gas assist like that one does, but I know what we can do and what we're capable of with this as far as other foods besides pizza.
Right.
We do wings, we do vegetables, we do protein.
Is this menu similar to one at Curry Ford?
It's almost identical. We have a couple items that Curry Ford doesn't have.
Which is?
Just like a salad or two, a couple of like a couple small plates. Like we have the sheep's milk ricotta and salumi plate. Pizzas are all the same. Basically, play the hits.
Yeah.
You know. But that's really it, because we do have a small amount of space, and Curry Ford does do a lot of our commissary prep. So they do all of our dough. Yeah. They do all of our dough, a few of our dressings. They do all the meatballs, stuff like that, and they just ship it over, and that's it. Just makes it a little easier, a little more consistent.
Do you have somebody that does that there, like a dough guy?
Yeah,
a girl?
we have 2 overnight bakers.
Oh, nice.
They do the dough for all 3 locations. They do College Parks at College Park, considering switching that just for volumes. For the volume we could do at Curry Ford, but we're kind of running out of space. So it's been in the thought process. But yes, they do all the dough making overnight, and then they do all the commissary deliveries. So we have prep people. It's like, hey, this is for Maitland delivery, and they just drop it off. We send them an order. That's it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Is it the same, probably different dough recipe, right, for each kind of dough you do?
Yeah. So this and Curry Ford are exactly the same, and
Yeah.
then College Park's different dough, different process on that entirely.
Is it the same flour, just different process?
Same flour, different process.
Got it.
Yeah, so this is all natural leaven. The College Park actually just uses a poolish and active dry yeast. So a little different, gives it a different character. But
How many square feet is this?
1,400.
So that's not bad. It's big, but not huge.
Yeah. It's not huge. It's not
And how many
enormous.
seats can you fit in here? I mean, you can see.
We're up to, I think, 36. That's what we're supposed to be on paper.
Yeah.
We might be right there. It might be a little
I got
above,
you.
but
Wink.
you know.
Yeah.
Wink.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we started as just counter service. I wanted to see if we can get away with just doing counter service.
So no tables whatsoever?
No, we had tables.
No wait staff?
No wait staff.
Yeah.
But we quickly realized that, for better or worse, we have an expectation within the company, and the Pizza Bruno expectation is that we do full service.
Yeah.
And it was received okay, but we could tell there was maybe a disconnect with the guests as far as what they were coming into experience, and that was what we were told. Like, hey, we wanted this. We're expecting this type of experience. And I said, that's cool.
So did you have people from this area traveling to Curry Ford or to College Park?
Oh yeah.
So who already knew you?
Oh yeah. We have a bunch of people here that are like, oh, we love that,
So
because
it's way easier for them to get here.
yeah, we don't have to drive to Curry Ford. A lot. I mean, it's it's funny. It's divisive. Like, some people are like, no, Curry Ford all the way. We never go to College Park, and it's flip flop. So here, people that always would go to Curry Ford always come here, or there's people that go to both, and they're like, this is great having this closer. And we've had a lot of people that used to live by my Curry Ford store, moved here, and now they're like, this is great.
Yeah.
We made the right choice. So now it's even closer. So.
I can see that difference, because Curry Ford and this one, to me, this style of pizza serves better in-house, like experienced when you are visiting the location specific.
Yeah.
Your other pizza at College Park, which is more of a, I don't know, if I had to describe it to somebody that
New
didn't
York
know,
style.
New York style.
Yeah.
Definitely
exactly.
good for takeout.
Oh, great for takeout. I love it. I mean, I went and had a couple slices there for my drive-by QC checks yesterday, and it was great. It was so good. I was like, damn, this is good pizza. So yeah, it's always great, and it just depends what you want, I crave this style of pizza a lot, and then I crave my College Park style pizza. So it's nice to be able to say I own multiple pizzerias doing different stuff,
You didn't do 2 Gosneys?
No, I did not do 2 guys. I don't think that would have worked out for me.
Yeah.
I think
like a food truck could do that. The guy we went to did 2 Gosneys. Those Gosney dome ovens
The
are
domes,
pretty good for if you're starting out with a pop-up or a pizza at home or something like that. But
the barrier of entry has gotten very, very low, which is cool. Like,
It's amazing how far those ovens have come.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's like, okay, you actually can get this on like a not even a micro scale anymore. Like it's a scale that could put out some pies, man.
The only holdback for those is capacity.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like the heat wise is there, the texture and flavor is there. You can't do a huge amount of volume because it's only one pizza at a time.
Oh yeah. It's so that's the limiting thing, but still, like, dude, I started Pizza Bruno as a pop-up with a Weber grill.
Yeah, I remember
with the Frankenstein ass. Like, it was terrible. It was
Imagine if you had a Gosney.
That would have been amazing.
Or an uni.
That would have been amazing. It would have been better when a Gosney or uni would have been better than what I was working with at the restaurant I was working at. Right. So like it's crazy how far it's come, but here gotta go with the high capacity, man.
How many pizzas can you do in that in an hour?
We can put out some numbers. We can do quite a bit. I mean, I think we finally put it through its paces this past week or so, month or so. I'd have to look at it, but I mean, I know we have nights that we're doing, nothing crazy because we have a good menu spread. So it's like, 100 pizza night's a good night.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good night. I mean, that's solid. That's cranking.
How many can you do in there at one time?
When you get the real pros in there, you could probably fit 6 to 8
at a time.
Yeah, but it just comes down to make space and person on the oven and what they can handle.
Yeah.
We don't have enough make space really to really get there. Unlike the other store, we have the 160, and you could easily do 8 at a time, like no problem. Like just 8 in, 8 out, boom, boom, boom. But here we're trying to do 5, 6 at a time. And if they can get that right, that's crushing.
And they take what, 2 minutes, 3 minutes?
Yeah, about 2 minutes. Yeah, a little. It's not true Neapolitan because we're not doing like 90-second cooks. We're not like, I'd say 2.5, 3 minutes. Like, we want it to set a little bit more. That's the difference, I feel like. And that's kind of like ultimately too just a reflection of like general taste. Because before I think we would try to cook hotter and faster, and now I'm trying to bring it a little bit lower on the cooks just to be like, get it a little bit more set, a little bit more in that like, I'd say wood-fired New York style vein rather than like true Neapolitan. Because even with the flour we have, it doesn't work.
Yeah, what temperature is that at?
So floor's probably about 7 right now. Let me see, I'll look and I'll tell you. Floor's at 7, the top's not really too hot right now.
Dome's going pretty good.
Dome's good, but you can still see there's carb in there, so it's not fully up to like 1,000 degrees. So dome's still a little cool, which is cool. Like during the day, it's like I've had to learn these guys like you don't need to have this thing ripping when you have one pie on the deck. You know what I mean? Like
rip it up at like 5 o'clock at night.
Like get it hot then. But like you got one pizza on the screen and they're like this thing's just vaporizing everything that goes in there.
How much wood do you go through?
We're about a pallet, which is pretty big. A pallet every week and a half.
Wow, that's a lot.
Is it expensive? No, not really. A couple $100.
That's not bad.
No, the other store we
do. Like New York City, I'm sure it's way more expensive. Trying to get wood there.
No, I think it's like $300 for the pallet. We're about every 2 weeks we go through a pallet. The other store, since they have 2 ovens, they're about 2 pallets every maybe 2 weeks, so a pallet a week almost.
So is it comparable price-wise to the gas oven? Like, is it the same amount of money you're spending every month for
you mean
wood versus
electric?
gas? Yeah, electric, yeah.
It's notable that our utilities are higher at College Park. It's just noticeable compared to Curry Ford. I don't know if that's just because it is the electric going, but it's higher. Like my Curry Ford store, like we're just wood and that's it. Yeah. So it's always a few $100 higher. So I don't know if it's like, I think it balances out to be fair, because like, $300 on a pallet of wood, and then you're like, it just definitely balances out,
Just a different process.
Totally different.
I mean, the electric, you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, and there's some joy in that. Just turn it on, it works. But hey, we got a hurricane coming up, and guess what? It still works.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Right? Some insurance.
You are in Florida.
Oh, dude, we have 3 ovens at the other store. We'd have the mobile oven, wood fired. We have the 2 in-house ovens, all wood fired. We have this, it's wood fired. So if I need to light some candles and do a fire sale of like, hey, we're just doing takeout only, come on in, like.
This could go right now.
Hell fucking yeah, dude.
I guess that's a good thing about having a wood-fired oven. It's like, lights off, nothing. You don't even have to worry about it. You can still make money.
We did it a couple years ago when we had the last hurricane come through. Like, we rolled the mobile oven out front, and we just like fired off pies. because we had to clear the walk-in.
Yeah.
And it was only off for a couple hours. So I was like, yo, we got dough. And
Just $10 each or something like that just to get rid of
just
them.
like, here you go.
Yeah.
See you later. It worked out. So that is the plus of wood-fired, I will say.
Yeah.
That is the plus of wood-fired. So
That's true.
it's not a bad thing to have, you know, when you have that like insurance.
Plus, you can cook other. I mean, you can cook other things in the electric oven too, but
Yeah, no.
different flavor at this if you cook chicken wings or something like that.
Yeah. And like I said, the versatility of this is cool. Versatility of electric is cool. You know, like if you want to do different styles of pizza, like I could offer the same type of pizza that we're doing out of this oven, and like a New York style, and a square. You know, like whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like you can just do whatever the hell you want. So that's the, I would say, only downside of this is that you're kind of, I wouldn't say stuck, but you really have to like, you're just kind of only doing one thing because sometimes you need multiple temperatures and like.
Is this oven harder to train somebody on than the electric? It's like this, electric, conveyor.
Yeah.
Those are like the levels of training. It's like the conveyor oven takes least because.
Oh yeah, you just throw it in and you put it on the screen.
Did you see the new conveyor oven Fiero came out with? It's usually conveyor ovens is on a chain link and you put it on a screen. They have it. It's like brick.
Yes.
Brick like panels.
Yes.
And you just slide the pizza right on there, just like you would be on a deck oven, and it comes out the other side. I saw it at the New National Restaurant Show. It was amazing.
Oh man. I would, a lot of that is tempting, like it's...
You gotta hide that in the back though if you...
Yeah, you can. See,
If you're you.
That's the thing, man.
Depends on what kind of pizza you are.
That's the thing, right? Like I, for better or worse, am stuck to, having to produce higher quality and am like known for it. I mean, we're in the Michelin Guide, like...
Yeah. Or if you did something like that, you know what you do? You just don't let people in.
Yeah.
Like just delivery in a window.
Yeah, it's no one knows, whatever, which, I mean, cool with me. I mean, like I said, the College Park store, I mean, it's... The amount of sales we do for to-go, it's like borderline a ghost kitchen at this point.
Yeah.
And even though we offer full service, and we went back to doing full service, it's like just not there.
Yeah.
So,
hey, however you can make money though, right?
yeah. In the restaurant business now, yes.
You gotta adapt and like
however you gotta
can
make money. Yeah, however you gotta make money. That's the damn truth. It's gotten exceptionally hard.
Yeah. So the menu here is not very big either, right? So there's not a lot of stuff to focus on.
It's small, but that's just like our specials and happy hour stuff and kind of general info. But the menu is small to a point. It's not tiny by any means. Like you can come in and have a full meal. I mean, we got meatballs and wings and snacks, and we have salads and.
But when people compared to like what people think of a pizzeria.
Yeah, I mean, we're not doing like
subs
chicken parms and subs and all that shit. Like, nah, dude. I mean, even lesson learned. Like College Park, we had hoagies and all this other stuff. No one bought it. No one bought any of it. They're like, we just want cheese and pepperoni pizzas. And we did pasta, and we were doing kind of a more thought about pasta program, and we just kind of like scaled it back because like everybody just wanted like rigatoni vodka. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
People love it. Like it sells like nonstop. Like it's great. So it's kind of like, I don't know if people want that expansive kind of menu. Like I don't like that because like how much that shit is actually going to be good, and how much is going to be like actually tasty.
Yeah.
Like,
or training people to make like training new staff to make all these different items is so much harder.
What a nightmare.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already hard now. Like even getting it right. Like we have. What do we have? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pizzas. Doesn't sound like a lot, but like, it's hard to have people like learn 12 pizzas, get them consistently right, topped right. That's the thing about the wood-fired. Understanding that like, the dough guy has to make the dough right 2 days before it hits the deck, and the deck, they have to stretch it right, they have to top it right. So the oven guy can cook it right, and the oven guy better have the oven temp right. It's like, it's like a whole thing of like, people are just like, I got a pizza. It's like, it started 2 days ago, dude.
Yeah.
And we got it right, and that's why I hit your plate.
Yeah.
Like, that's impressive. I think that's a big kind of like a misunderstanding about pizza in general. I think just due to that 80s, 90s, simplified, cheaper version. I mean, you worked in it, I worked in it. And
I worked in exactly that style of pizzeria.
Yeah.
It was definitely one of those pizzerias that was more trying to compete with Domino's, Pizza Hut at the time, right? Because that was like the 90s, early 2000s. That's the style.
Yeah, and I think that is kind of left a warped perspective on the population in general, and I think we see that breakout of the quality, the attention to technique and ingredient and all that, and that's cool. But as a general public, I think it's still that like, it's a hot and ready.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, dude, hot and readies are expensive now. Like, they ain't $5 no more.
McDonald's is expensive. You go to the drive-through at McDonald's, like 2 people, it's like $30. I was like, what happened?
Yeah, like, what is that? No one, what? That's not how that works, you know?
I'm just paying for me, not the 2 cars behind me, too.
I went to Taco Bell like a couple months ago. It's like a guilty pleasure, and I spent like $30. And I'm like, dude, if I spent $30 back in the day, like we were eating like a lot. It was like a couple it was like the value meals and some cinnamon twists. And I was like, never again. It was total shit. And I was like, just never again.
That's awesome.
Big mistakes.
Who are you using, Toast?
Yeah, using Toast.
Is this a kiosk?
No, so this is our expo screen. This is all just where all our expo goes. I've thought about a kiosk, but we've just never implemented. But yeah, I use Toast at all my locations. It's just, they have so much integration. It makes things so much easier. Like, we just switched our website hosting over to Toast.
You do DoorDash and Uber Eats and all that?
Just Uber Eats. We have an exclusive contract with them, so we can't technically do anybody else except Uber Eats, and that's part of the deal, which is fine. We did DoorDash at the very beginning when it was like when we switched over to Toast, DoorDash was already integrated, and I was kind of like not into the pricing that Uber was giving me at the time. I tried DoorDash, and that was a bad time. Like, not a great experience. It was just like difficulties with the drivers, and DoorDash doesn't have the reach like it does, I guess, up north. Uber is king here, like hands down.
You don't have your own drivers, right?
No. I thought about it during COVID. We had that opportunity to where Toast would integrate and do its own kind of routing delivery system. I have it all lined up, and we could do it. I could turn it on, but that would require us actually having drivers to do it. And
it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard to manage.
It's like we had a lot of delivery drivers, and it was like 2 different businesses.
Yeah.
Because it's, different delivery manager, different dispatch, different area for the drivers, different attitudes for drivers.
Woo, yeah, like sometimes they just don't come back.
Yeah, it was just like running 2 different businesses. So I would always tell people, like, if you can get away with not doing it, I don't think you should.
It's a lot more to manage too.
It's
a lot more to manage. I mean, even what we have now, it's a lot to manage. And you'd add that, it's like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Keep it. We'll pay the premiums, I guess.
What's one thing that you wish you would have done over if you started this place again?
This one?
Anyone. Pizza Bruno in general. Like, what's one thing looking back, you'd be like, dang, I wish I knew that?
God, that's a big question.
Yeah.
I got a lot of answers. I don't know how many of them I'm going to give you. I would say...
Give advice to someone. So someone's like, I want to open a pizza shop. What should they do?
Keep it fucking simple, dude. Just try to keep it as simple as possible as long as you can. I think that was my problem from the start, because I came from like a chef mentality of like, I was running a full service 130-seat restaurant, and like, I'm going to open my doors and do the exact same thing. Mind you, I had no budget, I had no money, I had no staff. I was just like, this is going to be great. And I had this big menu and all this work that went into it, and like, it was bad. Yeah. And like, I kind of backed off of it, but I really, like, dude, there's Pizza Westchester. I haven't been. I want to go. It's up in PA.
Yeah.
It looks great. It's just doing cheese and pepperoni pizzas. And I'm like, that's what I should have done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because I mean, at the end of the day, that's what.
Do you think you could get away with that now if you open another one? Could you ever get away with opening one? Just cheese and pepperoni?
Yeah. 100%, dude. 100%. I mean, you're talking about a counter, an electric oven, cheese and pepperoni pizzas. That's it.
I did a video up in Plymouth, Mass with Edge Square Pizza.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
And one guy runs it. He was like, I have my son come in because he wants to just help out, but he par bakes all his Detroits. He makes like 100, 150 pizzas a day. He's open 4 or 5 days a week. Yeah. Just him.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you like doing this? He's like, dude, I love it.
Yeah. Simple. I you know, like I said, when I opened my first store, I had that mentality of like, I'm a chef. I'm you know, running this place, and I have all this staff, and I have to do full service, and like, I went in with that mentality when I literally, if you go to the first store, it's almost perfectly set up to where I could have just done a counter service thing, and I'd just been like, whatever. But
I think sometimes when you're young, you want to prove yourself too. So it's like you go in there and try to prove yourself because you're young and dumb, and like now that we're old and not old and dumb, we're like, damn, I wish I didn't try to prove it to everybody else and just did what I wanted to do.
Yeah, or just like, I think it's like, one, proving things, and then the belief that you have to have all this stuff to be successful is like, it's just not the case, man. I've learned that over and over, and I have to remind myself here too. It's like I want to do enough, but not too much, and it's like I have to have those options, and I'm like, am I giving enough options? Is just generally this going to be good for whoever's walking in the door? And like you get trapped in that. I need to add this. I need that to satisfy this. You know, like we don't do gluten free. Like
especially if you're not like as busy as you want to be. You're like someone comes in and asks something like, oh, maybe we should do that.
You get trapped in that. Like you get like I have to satisfy that guest too, and it's like you start getting that trap of like I can't please everybody. So who are you trying to make this for or whatever? Like we don't do gluten free. We never really have, and like we did for a little bit. It was crap. It was like brought in stuff, and I'm like, we technically can't. Everything's covered in flour, so it's like I can't really offer this in like good conscience. So, you know, we get the you don't have gluten free options. I'm like, yep.
Yeah, right.
I mean, you can have wings. I mean, I don't know. Like it's just one of those things. So, like we have really great naturally leavened pizza. Have you ever had that? And it's like that.
Totally different than regular pizza.
Very different. You can eat a whole pizza. You don't even notice it. It's crazy. So yeah, I would just say like back to like if I started it, it would be simplicity. Being back to like doing something simple and just like honing that, and not like being like I have to satisfy that guest. I have to satisfy this guy. Like no, just if it's really good, it won't matter. Like it really won't. Like
I love it.
You look at our top sellers. I mean,
80-20 principle probably, right?
God, same shit. Like here, I think it's classic original or cheese pizza, like top seller. You know, like hands down. College Park, guess what? Cheese pizza. Guess what second place is? Pepperoni pizza. Like, that's it, that's you know? So it's like that I think is is something I think that either, whether it's youthfulness or wanting to be like I'm going to make a name, like you could get trapped in that, like I have to do everything, or I have to push this thing. And now too with the way the restaurant business is, it's like, it's hard, man. Margins are tight and personnel is expensive and everything's expensive, so you have to really maximize what you're doing. So
I love it.
I think that's important.
Well, thanks for letting me come in here. I love being able to do these videos because people who are watching these are people who maybe want to open a pizza shop or like us have opened one and made mistakes, and we can share the information with them and be like, all right, don't do what I did.
Yeah, I got all the mistakes, dude.
So I appreciate you letting us come by and hang out for a bit. So thanks so much.
Anytime.
We'll link up all your stuff below this video too.
Cool, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.